All right, this mini reading is for Abigail. We're going to look at your chart and talk about your big six personal energy that will talk about your personality and some of the major themes of your chart. So I have here that you are a Libra rising, a first degree Libra rising. So that is an energetic degree, and it is a person with the Libra qualities that is seeking harmony and peace in their experiences and how they express themselves. And sometimes with the Libra rising person, they get to experience lots of dualities, and their houses are all in the opposite sign of rulership, further showing you to find the balance in situations and see both sides to all of your experiences in life. The Libra rising person comes off as easygoing and somebody who likes peace, is not very confrontational, and sometimes they have like a softer look about them. They can be a little refined in their taste. They might have a certain style of or aesthetic that they lean towards, and people might tell them that they have good taste in music or art. In all conversations with the Libra rising, you'll see that you can get along with many different types of people because you yourself can feel what they desire in the conversation. The sign of partnerships is really good at meeting someone new, getting a feel for what makes them comfortable and how they want to navigate the conversation. And then they can kind of follow suit and kind of mold into the partner that that person needs. So it's a very agreeable first sign to start your chart with. And it doesn't mean that you never get in conflict, but it means when people first meet you and when you first see situations, you like to do it in a peaceful way. You might actually try to avoid confrontation at times, but I see here your sun, moving on to the next thing, is in Sagittarius. So you're not one to back down for a good confrontation if need be. With a Sagittarius sun, you can be competitive by nature and just enjoy kind of the back and forth of having conflicting views with someone just for the sake of a good argument. Um, in the third house, you might really enjoy having your mind stimulated by conversation, seeing what you can do to stretch or push or learn more from someone else's perspective and how you can influence them in return. It's an adaptable energy, so it kind of leaves you wanting to experience the next thing, enjoying life for the adventure that it is, and wanting to find meaning and value and purpose in all of your everyday affairs. The Sagittarius in the third house, it has a lot of ability to stay busy with the routine of life, and however that is to you with work and the family and the everyday things that we just have to do. We can't escape going to the grocery store and getting to work and doing your routine everyday stuff. But there's a part of you that sees past that into this bigger picture of things. Well, what's the purpose? What's the meaning of doing this? Shaking things up. You might not really like monotony. You might be the one that has some kind of vibrant, different expression during your daily life than other people who are more kind of in the gray. You kind of live in colors and stand out and express yourself, and kind of this energy of making everything a lot more meaningful instead of just being the routine everyday humdrum life Monday through Friday. You like some spice in that and some excitement, and you like to shake things up. And because when you do that, you're seeing that like every part of life can be meaningful and can be a purposeful part of your journey. Looking at your moon in Scorpio, you really like deep truths of things, and you're not afraid to come off as intense or obsessive, even if you're into something that really strikes your heart chord. You can go all in, be it people or topics, even to the extent of being taken advantage of almost. The way you can be so involved in a cause or a person that you just want to do and know everything on this really intense level, and your feelings are very deep. And even though you can come off in a way that's you're not vulnerable and close walls to people in that department, the highest expression of that Scorpio moon is to feel all of the feelings, explore the range of emotional human capability, and get really interested in all the different expressions and interpretations of those all those feelings we go through as humans. And in the second house, sometimes there can be a struggle there with feeling like you can stand and create this secure place for yourself. Sometimes with the moon in the second house, there's some self-esteem issues where your changing feelings towards yourself are really coming from a place that you need a more solid foundation of who you are, and trust that your opinion of yourself is what's important and not other people's. And that even though we're all moody with these water moons in the second house, it's asking you to find deep love and acceptance for yourself and trust in that, and not let it be something that's going to be up for questioning. And I think the Scorpio moon, that fixed energy of the moon, really can give you a solid foundation to stand on. It's just it asks a lot from you to give it all of yourself. Don't be afraid to look introspectively as far as you can and attack any shadow work that's limiting your ability to completely, fully, and devotedly love yourself. And I say that too because I see you have Pluto conjunct your moon in the second house, and that can lead to that of leaning on other powerful opinions in place of where you could learn that for yourself. But to get back to your big three, so that's the big three. So you have the air and the fire and the water. So that's pretty well balanced there in the big three. I do want to notice in your chart though that it's all in the first quadrant. So the ascendant's always the first, but your sun and moon are in the second and third house. So that's all the first quadrant energy. So that just means that you've kind of taught yourself early on in life to rely on yourself for what you have. So it might lead you with like a stronger personality faster in life because you've already had to learn a little bit about yourself and get through some things. And it just makes for a person who is a little bit more sure in who they are so that they're not so influenced by the outside world. Just make sure that's done in a positive light, that you are sure of yourself, that you're your highest expression and not one that you suffer from self-negative talk or thoughts and put your own self down. Because in the first quadrant full, you can be your best friend or your worst enemy. And it's not really about anybody else. It's about you, how you treat you. And that's going to set the whole tone for your experience in this life. Let's see. I don't see a lot of Earth going on in your big six here. So let's talk about Venus, how you are in love and what you're looking for in love. Venus in the second house, you love to have security. You love simple things, but you love to know that you can count that you're going to have what you need to feel secure: a shelter, stable income, a good, never looking for a meal, the basic instinctual things that people need to survive. You need that to feel good about what you're doing and where you're going. You might be attracted to people that have money. You might really love the idea of yourself making money. Like as an entrepreneur, the second house is kind of what I own. And with Venus in that house, some people say that is a little bit of leaning in your favor as far as having a good income that you've done yourself, because that is the house of what we have made for ourselves. So when you're looking for love, you might look for people who take that kind of stuff seriously. You want somebody with a good head on their shoulders that is going to make their income and like the ability to pay their bills something that they take seriously. And in the sign of Libra, you might appreciate someone that has good taste as well. You might be fond of your musical or artistic or style taste, and you appreciate when someone speaks that same language to you, that they take time in expressing themselves creatively some way, and that they're fair-minded, that they um, meet you as an equal in a relationship, that there's no power struggles there. If someone's better off than someone else, you really do well in relationships where you feel like it's 50-50, and that you're reciprocating knowledge and love equally. And in love, you're probably fair minded yourself and are very conscientious of your partner's needs. With the Libra rising and the Libra Venus, it would be something that you need to be mindful of, that you're not giving them more than what they're giving you. Because when you do come off balance and you don't have that harmony, it affects your ascendant too, because that is your mission, is to find balance in the relationships and the relationship with yourself and in all settings of life. So in your partnership, in your relationship, you need to make sure that you're getting the feeling of equality, and that you're somebody that is respected, and that you're not being taken advantage of in any way. So I think that people would say too, that they're good looking because Venus rules Libra. So in some quality, I could see you being attracted to people who are just naturally good looking, but it is more than that. It's that they're intellectual, they're responsible, and they are willing to be in a partnership. A Libra Venus is an air sign, but it is a sign of partnership, a one-on-one partnership that is important to you. So someone who's willing to commit, especially in the second house. So let's move on to Mars, your drive, what gets you going, what you're willing to fight for, who you fight with. So Mars in Sagittarius is a nice sign because it's that fire energy. Mars loves fire. Just give me a reason and you're ready to take off on the next adventure. And it can give you a bit of spontaneity. You already have your sun there. So your Mars and your sun, who you identify with, what you really want in life. Mars is right next to it saying, let's do it. Let's not waste time. Let's move. Let's go. Pack our bags. Sky's the limit. You might be pretty adventurous and impulsive at times. In the third house with Mercury there too, I could see you being somebody who has like quick, rapid firing thoughts, who once you get going on a topic, you could probably speak quickly and have great longevity for getting your wisdom shared with others. There is a person of the people energy in the third house, that you're one among peers. But in the sign of Sagittarius, it gives you a little bit more of a higher position. So siblings or peers might look up to you for advice. Your opinion might be weighed a little bit heavier in those groups because there's something about you that seems wise and optimistic and just like open to sharing your ideas and beliefs on certain issues. And in Mars, you might do it really emphatically, and people will be drawn to that. They see you as somebody that when you're inspired, you're very inspiring in the way you speak, or maybe it's writing. You're direct in your thoughts and you're direct in your actions. So that gives people the impression that you can walk the walk and talk the talk. And that is something that people admire about you. So it's really just, what is it that you want to do with that fire energy? Sometimes there's not as much staying power So a Mars and a fire sign gets everybody going, takes off, and then somewhere along the line, the fire can fade out and the projects don't get completed, or the real burning desire mission, when it started, you've kind of lost what you were going towards, and then either move on to something or leave it undone. But there is staying power with your moon sign in Scorpio. So if there is something you really want to accomplish or a message that you really want to share with people, you can do it if you're really emotionally connected to it, because your emotional Scorpio moon is a fixed energy that can really help you with staying power, but it needs to feel emotionally involved and something that um, is really close to its heart, or it really sparks that investigative side of Scorpio and wants it to get to a deeper knowledge or a deeper truth. So I think that's all of your big six. I will say you do have the Earth in the fourth house. It's in your north node, and it's in a lot of outer planets. So I would say for you that you're learning over time how to become grounded and become the finisher of projects and the master of the mission. Like that Capricorn Earth energy is your north node and your outer planets. It's helping you sustain your energy for the bigger, longer picture and more responsibilities, and taking yourself more seriously to see yourself as the ultimate position of your desires. And then the fourth house is the home. So it is a more private driven, um, grounded energy. But it looks like a lot of your chart is about personal development and then working on your private relationships, and with the goal to be someone who has become the master of their journey. So keep being open with communication, keep having these great inspiring ideas and actions, and then lean to Capricorn qualities or Capricorn people, Earth in general, to help you with getting these ideas out into reality and the longevity of making the steps and getting to your goals that you really do want to experience. I will stop it here. I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think and if you have any questions. All right, thanks so much.